All right, I think we are good to go on time. Welcome everyone. Assalamu alaikum. We are about to start our session. My name is Aneep Farooq and I'm country manager for SEMA Pakistan. I welcome you all to this session hosted by SEMA Pakistan in partnership with Pakistan Stock Exchange. Just wanted to give you a brief overview about our organization, as well as want to give you an introduction about our guests. SEMA is a founding member of the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants. one of the most influencing accounting professional bodies, combining the strengths of American Institute of CPAs and the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. To power trust, opportunity, and prosperity for people, we operate across 179 countries and have a membership base of members and students of over 650,000. We are fortunate enough to have three distinguished guests with us today. We have Chief Operating Officer from Pakistan Stock Exchange, Mr. Nadir Rahman. We have Dr. Fakhra Rizwan, and we have Imran Khalil Nasir as well. Mr. Nadir has extensive hands-on experience of capital markets in Pakistan and internationally, stretching over 29 years. His career profile stretches over 29 years, and his core areas of expertise are business development, operations, investment, management, and corporate restructuring. His last appointment was with BMA Capital Management Limited for 3 years as CEO. Prior to that, he has served as the Group CEO in Mega and Forbes, as a Management Director and CEO at KASB Securities Limited, GS Global Capital Limited, and Mashreq Asset Management. He was also the founder member and the first CEO of Foundation Securities. In addition, he has been associated with Fauji Foundation, Standard Chartered Bank, ABN AMRO, Citibank, and Bukhair Investments in Middle East, and has acted in various senior management roles. Academically, Mr. Nadir holds dual bachelor's degree from University of Pennsylvania Wharton School and the College of Arts and Sciences. Our second distinguished guest is Dr. Fakhra Rizwan. She's an author, certified director, a doctoral scholar, HEC-approved PhD supervisor, currently working as a company secretary and head of legal and corporate affairs in Pakistan Stock Exchange. She is a qualified corporate lawyer, doctorate in corporate laws from International Islamic University, Malaysia, and distinguished to be the only Pakistani having a doctorate on the subject of corporate laws, governance, takeover, and merger activity. She is currently working on a book on the effectiveness of the board of directors, and currently works with Pakistan Stock Exchange Limited as company secretary and head of legal and corporate affairs in capacity of a general manager. Our third guest, who most of you must be pretty familiar with, is Imran Khalil Nasir, who is a fellow member of Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. He is CEO of Float Securities, a council member of SEMA Global, and also chairman of Global Membership Engagement Committees in SEMA Global. And with that, I just want to share a couple of ground rules with you. Apart from our distinguished guest, everybody else will be put on mute, and their cameras would be turned off due to bandwidth issues. We'll take the questions in the chat window as we progress with the session, and those questions will be asked through a moderator once our speakers have done their presentations. So without any further ado, I would like to welcome Mr. Nadir. Welcome Mr. Imran Khalil to give us a brief overview of this session, and then just move on with it. Thanks, Imran.
Thank you, Aneeb, for the introductions, and also to SEMA Pakistan team for organizing today's webinar. Our session today will focus on understanding the capital markets ecosystem. We have invited two panelists from Pakistan Stock Exchange to speak on the subject. Nadir Rahman, the Chief Operating Officer, and Dr. Fakhra Rizwan, Company Secretary and Head of Legal and Corporate Affairs of Pakistan Stock Exchange. The format of today's webinar will be a short initial presentation by both panelists from PSX. They will be covering things like the role played by Pakistan Stock Exchange in Pakistan's economy, index composition by sectors, regulatory reforms, and other key information on market capitalization and updated number of investors. After the initial presentation by PSX, we will make the session interactive by asking our panelists various questions. These will be about PSX, about investor protection, about future development prospects of our capital markets. And this will provide better understanding about PSX and the role being played by PSX in Pakistan's economic development. Various reforms that have already been introduced and those that are in the pipeline. We would also be asking our panelists to comment briefly on the new products such as ETFs, along with the SME board. Our audience, as Aneeb explained, can also participate by either sharing your comments or asking questions using the chat option. I would request one of the hosts, either Aneeb or Sumaira from Pakistan, SEMA Pakistan team, to kindly highlight the relevant questions and share these with the moderator. I now invite Mr. Nadir Rahman and Dr. Fakhra to take us through their presentation.
Thank you, Imran Saab. Thank you, Aneeb Saab, for the introductions. Is it possible for me to share my screen? It might be easier if we go through the slides and run through them fairly quickly and then open up for question answers.
Certainly, you can.
Can I do that now, or?
Yeah, it should allow you to do that. There is a share screen option at the bottom.
Yeah, there we go. Is that good? Can everybody see?
Yes, can see it.
Okay, what I just wanted to add a little bit that I'm going to do a lot of headline kind of stuff, who are the players in the market and so on. Dr. Saab will go through a bit more detail on regulation and how that is being formulated to help ease business going forward. So Pakistan's capital market, maybe there are really what we call infrastructure entities. That's 3 of them. There's the Pakistan Stock Exchange. Well, we'll add Pakistan Mercantile Exchange as well. That is not part of this presentation, although we should have added it. Anyway, I'll talk about it. So the Pakistan Stock Exchange, the National Clearing Company, the Central Depository Company, and the Pakistan Mercantile Exchange are what we call self-regulatory organizations with a commercial focus as well, whereby you are facilitating the buying and selling of listed instruments. Everybody here is regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan, which is known as the apex regulator. They give licenses for operations under all these heads. So the stock exchange is a licensed securities exchange. So is the CDC under its own regulation, and so is the National Clearing Company. People will enter here through intermediaries, which are basically stockbrokers. In fact, there's one arrow which is showing asset management companies going straight to the stock exchange. That should actually route itself to the brokers, though AMCs do gather investors and in fact are quite successful at it. Moving on to the what are we, the stock exchange? We are in a marketplace. We are a platform, a marketplace which facilitates capital formation for the benefit of all stakeholders. So new issues, existing issues, buying and selling shares or any other listed instrument is what the Pakistan Stock Exchange's core business is. Fairness and transparency, of course, and efficiency are very important. If I can just go into history for a few minutes. The Karachi Stock Exchange was formed in 1947. In fact, there was a picture floating around on WhatsApp which showed a little hut, which is where the exchange was born. The Karachi Stock Exchange remained the only exchange for many, many years. The Lahore Stock Exchange was set up, I don't remember the year, and then subsequently Islamabad was also set up. In the process of all this happening, because the communication and so on was much more difficult in the past. Now everything is electronic, everything is easy. So in light of that, there was a movement by the regulators and by the exchanges themselves that there is no need to have 3 physical stock exchanges in Pakistan. Let's consolidate into one, the Pakistan Stock Exchange. And everything is electronic anyway. So you have plenty of investors in Lahore, plenty of stockbrokers, everything works through the electronic communication. So in a summary, the capitalization of listed companies, this is equity only in Pakistan, is about 7.3 trillion rupees or about $45 billion US. We have not listed as many companies as we should, and so we are working on it. Currently, there are 530 companies that are listed on the equity side. Given the growing trend and importance of Islamic finance and Sharia compliance, many of these companies under the various Sharia rules are considered Sharia compliant for investment by what are called Sharia compliant investors. The overall investor base in Pakistan remains somewhat behind and is one of the challenges that need to be addressed in the coming years. We've been trying for a few years, lekin zyada farak nahi pada. So under 250,000 investors are shareholders in Pakistan. This includes, control families that or shareholders that would control more than 50%, the small shareholder with 100 shares, across the board. Foreigners, jitne bhi hain, 250,000 cross nahi kare hain, and that is a little bit of concern for us, given that there are many more in countries with similar economic and other demographics like Pakistan. So this remains a challenge, and we are working at it. Let's see if we are successful or not in the next few years. So a little bit on the economy. I mean, the stock exchange traditionally gives you an outlet to raise the. It's often marketed कि bank debt पे interest देना होता है, equity पे देना नहीं होता. But if you go back and I'm presuming everybody here is an accountant or thereabouts and has studied basic finance, actually the cost of equity is much higher than the cost of debt. The only thing is it is something that is at your discretion to pay. So you can list your company, invite outside shareholders, retain control through the board of directors, and yet not pay a dividend. That is up to you as the board. Of course, investor rights are there and people can protest your decisions. लेकिन ये है एक often marketed चीज जो पाकिस्तान में होती है, I'm sure दूसरे मुल्कों में भी होगी, कि जी लिस्ट कर लें, interest से बच जाएंगे. ये actually एक misnomer है, which as we grow further into development, you'll see that companies will start realizing the value, and many do. I mean, ये नहीं है कि सारे ऐसे. Many do realize that yes, there is a cost to having outside shareholders, and people who invest in the profit participation kind of basis require returns. So it's basically people looking to raise money will come to the exchange if they, and there are various other factors. इसकी पूरी अलग discussion हो सकती है. What are the benefits of listing? Its visibility, transparency, succession planning. तो काफी सारी चीजें हैं that point towards listing on an exchange. I mean, if you're a family-owned company and you have one child, who's going to look after the business when you go on? So it forces people to think long-term. If you have a good business, and it should survive generations rather than father and son or father and daughter only. So in the last 5 odd years, total money raised, by instruments that then listed on the PSX is about 534 billion. 33 odd billion is through new companies getting listed, whether there was a sponsor selling down a shareholding or people raising money for growth and expansion. And approximately 501 billion is debt. Isme to do jumbo issues which got quite a lot of publicity are the energy sukuks. So 200 billion rupees each ke do list hoye. And these are the bulk of the debt listing issue. Debt listing is not taken off much in Pakistan yet because for companies it is much simpler to arrange bank loans. We are working on that as well, and we hope to be at a place where when a company decides कि यार मैं बैंक से लोन लूँ या मैं capital market में अपना bond float करूँ, the costs and the ease of doing it are considered similar. Right now it is, people do consider it a little bit more cumbersome and a little bit more disclosures and so on and so forth. So वो कहते हैं यार बैंक अगर दे रहा है, why do I need to go over here? तो वो हम उस पे भी हम काम कर रहे हैं to bring those costs and that ease of delivery to a similar level to bank loans. And in this we talked about a little bit, just to put some dates. Till 2011 or 2012, the exchanges were companies limited by guarantee, which means they were owned by its members, and members were the stockbrokers. As things developed, this got changed. The exchanges became limited companies. The merger took place in 2016. Strategic shareholding came in through Shanghai Stock Exchange, Shenzhen Stock Exchange, and China Financial Futures Exchange. In 2016, PSX listed on itself in 2017, and we've been in the same corporate structure since then till now. We've talked a little bit about this. These are the main businesses, bonds, equities. Other stakeholders are obviously listed companies who have to comply with rules and regulations to remain listed, including the Code of Corporate Governance. The products we have really are cash equities, which is known as your T+2 market, which is you buy it today, you pay for it within 48 hours, and you own it. इसमें जो daily काम होता है on the exchange is, for the last few days is worth maybe 28, 29, 30 billion rupees a day is traded on the exchange. 70 to 75% of that is what is known as the ready market, which is the T+2 market, which is, उसको spot कह लें, T+2 कह लें, ready कह लें. About 20 odd % is traded on the deliverable future counter, which are 1 month forward future contracts or forward contracts on certain selected scripts, which have a criteria for selection, which is liquidity. So that's more trading, it's more speculation, which is where, if you believe something's going up, you can take it position in the futures exchange, in the futures market, and without putting all the money down today and hope that the upside will take care of it for you. Bond trading hoti hai, bahut zyada nahi hoti. This generally under 1% of the daily trading. And there is something in our, on the exchange which is called the negotiated delivery market, which is when a willing buyer and seller decide to transact a large, generally it is a large quantity of shares amongst each other. This takes place and they don't want to put it on the exchange, what we call slippage na ho jaye ki maine lakh share lagaye kisi cheez ke bechne ke liye, and somebody else buys 1,000 and I've already talked to a buyer who's supposed to take my entire 100,000. So these type of transactions take place on the negotiated delivery market, which is open throughout the day and then closed in the evening, and then they are settled in their own particular way. Index, we have 9 indices, and kya kehte hain, we are data providers to a number of people like Bloomberg, Reuters, Business Reporter locally, and several others. This is our equity index as on the 31st of July. As you see, about 40% of the value is comprised of 3 different sectors, which is commercial banking, oil and gas exploration, and food and personal care. Personally, I think the food and personal care segment will grow much faster in the coming years as more and more the retail side gets more importance in your economy. Baki, various other companies, automobiles, pharmaceuticals, and so on and so forth are listed on the exchange. So that closes the headline overview of the Pakistan Stock Exchange. Very quickly on the other participants in the ecosystem, the Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan is the father, the mother of the capital markets and all corporate law. So they regulate, supervise, license. Everybody here is a licensee. So anybody you saw on the first page of the presentation is actually licensed by the SECP to undertake the business that it does. They provide oversight also. Okay, accounting firms are complying with the quality ratings, credit rating. Har cheez mein, this is, this is normal all over the world. This is how it works. Everybody, and all over the world, they are also called the Securities and Exchange Commission. Inka biggest challenge is over-regulation in some cases. So that is being looked at very closely. The SEC is taking various measures to see how they can reduce the cost of doing business as well as make it easier to do business. Of course, paramount here is risk management and investor protection. So if you make it too easy, there'll be one bad egg in the whole batch. So you have to find that balance between making sure that investors are protected and the people, the intermediaries like stockbrokers and all are facilitated to do business as well. National Clearing Company, by half a minute, they provide all clearing and all settlement services. So it's the clearing house. And this was born in 2001 because you had 3 exchanges and the unified settlement was needed. So otherwise everybody, sorry, everybody had their own clearing and settlement within the exchange. फिर इसको hive out करके अलग entity बन के under its own regulation, the National Clearing Company was born. And now they've diversified. They've also been around for about 20 years. तो ये और भी चीजें करते हैं. They do some leverage products, become centralized know your customer, which is one of the biggest hurdles for stockbrokers to open new accounts, will move to the clearing company at some point. They generate what is called the UIN, unique identification number, for each investor. And actually, one other thing, which is a big thing in the whole thing, is that the clearing company is authorized by the FBR to actually calculate and collect capital gains tax. This is kind of a first because the FBR does not hand out computation and collection to outside agencies. ये एक और चीज है जी, these are all parts of good governance and good management of capital markets. The CDC was also born somewhere in the late 1990s, and their role is very simple. They are custodian for investor assets. So anything listed on the exchange, and it's, I'm sorry, I'm getting this khasi aaj. This not corona, I hope, but anyway. So isme pehle everything was paper. So in the old days, in the early 90s, late 80s, 70s, shares लोगों के पास कमरे भरे हुए होते थे share certificates के साथ, physical paper which actually took up rooms. I mean, I've seen rooms like this myself during my career. The CDC was formed after I started working. So पूरे गाड़ियां भर के सुजुकी भर के शेयर, कोई बड़ी ट्रांजैक्शन होती थी, किसी ने शेयर्स खरीदे हैं, पूरे फिजिकल गाड़ियां भर के आते थे स्टॉक ब्रोकर के पास, जो गिनता था, वेरीफाई करता था और उनको इन्वेस्टर को पास ऑन करता था, जो फिर अपनी एंड पे अपनी वेरिफिकेशन करता था, फिर उसकी सेफ स्टोरेज करता था. तो ये सारा सीडीसी के आने के साथ खत्म हो गया. Most, I think over 75 or 80, I think it says 75, over 75% of shares are now paperless. So that has really helped, take this thing forward. So ye custodian hai, they also have grown in their businesses as time has passed. So primary function is established, is doing very well. They've gone into trustee services, their share registrars, ye kya kehte hain, unhone business process outsourcing bhi shuru ki hai. So they have also grown, evolved as a company after their core function was established and is performing to its full capacity. Quickly now moving on to who are our main stakeholders of the Pakistan Stock Exchange. Yes, we have listed companies and investors and so on, but who is our customer? Our customer is the stockbroker. The stockbroker will take money from investors, buy shares. Every time you buy the share, they make a commission, the stock exchange makes a fee. So we are, we exist because brokerage firm exists, and of course it's all vice versa. Everybody exists because the other one exists. क्या कहते हैं, तो stock brokers क्या कहते हैं, बहुत सारे थे. As the exchange consolidated, the smaller ones decided that business is not worth it. Some exited, some are still there, and their main thing is, we would like to increase the number of investors who trade through us, and they have an association, a body that there's any industry mein hoti hai, we dialogue with to see how we can improve things for them and how we can improve things for ourselves as well. They provide research, they do various other value-added services. The other one who is big in here is the asset management business. They mutual fund companies, they pool money through collective investment schemes, and then whatever the objective of the scheme is, they will invest. So they kuch equity hoti hai, kuch fixed income hoti hai, various other objectives. So this is another very important part of the ecosystem in terms of investor pooling. Because iske alawa agar ye nahi sab hoye, I mean, what is an individual Pakistani to do? Basically keep his money in the bank. That's about it. So all these are options available. Of course, there is risk associated, and you hope that people understand the risk when they actually enter into these types of investments. And lastly, आपके investors हैं, ये हर किस्म का individual, institution, pension fund, provident fund, foreigner, corporate, कुछ भी हो सकता है, and they of course provide all the capital that keeps all this flowing. And that's it from my side, sir. I will pass on to Dr. Fakhra. She'll go through the regulatory side, and क्या कहते हैं, then we'll take questions as per the format. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. After a very interesting presentation of Mr. Nadir, which was primarily on ecosystem of corporate market, I believe my presentation would appear to be a little dry because it is focused on regulatory reforms, so more related to laws and regulations. To develop a very fair and competitive capital market in Pakistan, SECP and PSX have introduced various structural and regulatory reforms over the period. These reforms are primarily focused to strengthen risk management, increasing transparency, improving governance of capital market infrastructure, and enhancing the investors' protections, which is the focus of Pakistan Stock Exchange as well as Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan, being the apex regulator. PSX regularly reviews and updates its regulations to align its regulations with international best practices and to ensure that the same are at par with the developed and global stock markets. In July 2020, PSX reintroduced its rulebook under the Securities Act 2015 and the Future Market Act 2016 to align PSX regulations with the relevant sections of Companies Act 2017. Previously, shareholding of foreign investors in Pakistan Stock Exchange was limited to 10% only. However, now the foreign persons other than the anchor investors are allowed to acquire up to 20% of the total issued share capital of Pakistan Stock Exchange. Pakistan Stock Exchange has recently introduced and implemented the phased expansion of applicable circuit breakers. On individual issues from 5% to 7%. This is helpful for improving price discovery and enabling easy exit from the markets for the investors. Besides, the concept of index-based market hold has also been introduced by Pakistan Stock Exchange on KSE 30 indexed. PSX has prescribed a standard range of brokerage commission for all brokers with certain exemptions although to upscale the service standards and infrastructures and quality of research and staff of the securities broker. Brokers are now allowed to open additional branch offices within the same premises of PSX, where the brokers already have their branch offices. This is to reduce the administrative burden and cost of registering a new branch. This is an initiative of Pakistan Stock Exchange to facilitate its investors and especially its brokers. PSX has recently introduced the market makers regulations to allow the banks, DFIs, CICs, and other permissible entities to act as market makers in equity, debt, and derivatives contracts, besides the securities brokers who are already allowed. PSX has launched the exchange traded funded funds ETF and introduced the ETF regulations as well. This aims to facilitate fund managers and market makers. ETF actually provides low cost and well-diversified investment avenues to the investors. So far, PSX has successfully launched 2 ETFs on March 24, 2020. PSX has introduced the growth enterprise market to facilitate companies that do not meet the prescribed criteria for regular listing at PSX, but those are aspiring to raise funds through capital market. The regulatory provisions have been created to allow non-resident individual Pakistani to swiftly open a trading account and invest in securities market using their non-resident account maintained with any of the designated bank in Pakistan. This is one of the initiatives to encourage foreign investors to invest in Pakistan. PSX has made necessary regulatory amendments in its regulations to streamline claim verification process in case of defaulted brokers. Now, appointment of independent expert is mandatory, and the process needs to be completed within prescribed period. With regard to deliverable future market segments, PSX has taken various measures to enhance activity in the DFM segment. PSX regulations were approved for blank selling in DMF to address practical difficulties which were faced by the market participants. A company shifting from defaulted segments to the normal counter is now required to give a presentation to the shareholders to get their confidence that the company has put in place adequate control measures to prevent the occurrence of such non-compliance in future. Mandatory corporate briefing is now required from all the listed companies, and this helps the actual and potential shareholders to directly interact with the management of the company. This enhances the feeling of accountability and promotes a culture of sound corporate governance. PSX has introduced and allowed various online submissions. Various online portals are open on the PSX websites which facilitate different submissions. And PSX has created online portal to provide minority shareholders with an update and timely information regarding the status of companies quoted in defaulted segments. The nature of default, name of the directors of that company, and their shareholding in associated companies. PSX has opened another online portal which is made available for the brokers to file the month net capital balance and liquid capital statements with PSX. This is to provide ease to brokers by minimizing the manual calculations and its convenience integration and their shareholding integration and monitoring the regulatory compliance of the statements in timely and efficient manner. Another online portal is made available on the PSX websites for investors as well as brokers to lodge their complaints and file supporting documents electronically with RAD. Few other recent regulatory reforms include introduction of new brokerage regime. SCCP has introduced a regulatory framework to enhance the security of investor assets with the securities broker. This new broker regime involves categorization of securities brokers according to their financial resources and governance standards. Electronic IPO facility is also provided to investors. SCCP, in consultation with CDC, has introduced electronic IPO, which is called eIPO as well. This facility is available for all prospective investors. The application for subscription of securities offered to the public can be submitted electronically through the internet, ATMs, and mobile phones. To enhance the investment of Sharia compliant investors, SCCP has approved a regulatory framework for Mudarba share financing to promote the Sharia compliant financing and encourage its liquidity in the capital market. Future brokers licensing and operations regulations are also introduced. SCCP has framed new regulations under the Future Market Act 2016 for licensing and operations of future brokerage dealing in future contract based on commodity and financial instrument. SCCP has amended the listed companies buyback shares as well, and pursuant to the amendments made in these regulations, listed companies can now buy back their own shares after the expiry of the 6 months from the last issue of future shares. SACP has revamped the corporate governance regulatory regime with a shift from mandatory to comply or explain approach, which I believe is the critical change in approach. This is primarily to facilitate the business that in case they can't comply with certain regulations of SACP, they are provided with an opportunity to explain their position to SACP. SACP has removed certain conditions that were creating an extra burden on the issuers, such as restriction on more than one right issues in 6 months, requirement for a statement by the board regarding compliance with all requirements and preparations of the financial projections, etc. Amendments are made in Securities and Future Advisors Regulations 2017, and similarly, anti-money laundering regulations are also introduced, and various separate sections are conducted by various corporate organizations, including PSX in this regard. Different measures are taken to promote ease of doing business, which includes amendments made in Public Offering Regulations 2017 to simplify the process and promote capital formations, simplifications in the listing requirement and reduce documentation, approval process for publicly placed debt backed by GOP's debt. Servicing guarantee is now required to be completed by PSX within 10 working days for listing of equity securities as well as publicly placed debt securities not guaranteed by a GOP within 15 working days. The requirement of information memorandum abolished in case of listing of privately placed debt securities with instrument rating of A and above are for debt backed by debt services guaranteed from GOP. No credit rating is now required for debt listing backed by debt servicing guarantee from government. Reporting mechanism in the deliverable future segment has been improved to resolve practical issues of market participants. Improved disclosures requirement, especially for related party transactions. Requirements for opening of branches by security brokers have been now rationalized. And in order to increase the investor base and reduce printing cost of brokers, PSX has updated its regulatory framework to allow digital onboarding of customers while ensuring to comply with the Know Your Customers and CDD requirements. The listed issuers are now required to transmit their annual and quarterly accounts electronically instead of physically submitting the same 200 copies. SACP and PSX has taken various steps during this pandemic period to facilitate the business, and PSX is one of the organizations which itself has operated virtually throughout this time period, and it's like very good thing at PSX that throughout this time period, even during that incident which happened, terrorist attack which happened in PSX, we did not stop our trading, and throughout we conducted all our business virtually, and we have facilitated other companies also in this time period and introduced various regulations to facilitate the companies in that time period to continue with their businesses. Thank you with this. And we are open to questions now.
Thank you, Dr. Fakhra and Nadir for the wonderful presentation. मैं start करना चाहूँगा for the benefit of our audience. What I would like is your input on so much good is going around in terms of reforms, in terms of companies' ability to raise the funds. But why don't we see the number of listings increased? 10 साल पहले कोई 600 के करीब कंपनीज होती थी, अब 530 हैं. So what's your take on it? And secondly, if you also want to briefly comment on investor base बढ़ाने के लिए हम क्या कर रहे हैं? Although you've mentioned a few reform measures, but क्या इसमें एक पब्लिक से हमारा डिस्कनेक्ट है और हम उस डिस्कनेक्ट को खत्म करने के लिए क्या कर रहे हैं?
I think from the commercial perspective, Nadir Saab would be the right person to comment on that. But what I see is that various regulatory requirements were one of the main reason that the companies were hesitant to come up with the registration to enlist on the Pakistan Stock Exchange, because there were a huge list of requirements to be done by those companies. And it was not one-time requirement, it's ongoing requirement. So the companies in Pakistan has a less culture of being compliant with the regulatory regulations. So that was one of the fear that I believe that would be a reason that companies opted not to be enlisted in Pakistan. Recently, PSX has taken various steps and various measures to develop a fair and competitive capital market in Pakistan. And it has introduced various structural and regulatory reforms to ensure transparency and good governance. Few of the steps which PSX has taken to enhance its investor base include to facilitate its investor is the introduction of circuit breaker and market halls. This is for the protection of investors, and a standardized scale of brokerage commission has been introduced. The framing of market makers regulations, launch of ETF, and introduction of both enterprise market, mandatory corporate briefing sessions, and submission of information through online portals. So these are the various steps which and regulatory reforms which PSX has introduced to facilitate its investors.
डॉक्टर फाखरा, अगर आप या नादिर साहब ETFs का आपने जिक्र किया, we've had 2 ETFs introduced. How are they performing? Is there any update on that जो आप हमारी audience से share करना चाहें?
Yeah, very quickly, I mean, they're performing. Again, what is an ETF? It's made up of a basket of underlying shares. So the ETF moves in tandem with the underlying. So the basket that comprises the ETF is moving up, the ETF moves up, and otherwise down. It's just an easy way to get exposure to a basket rather than a single. And ETFs ka fayda yahi hai that they are, they trade just like shares. So, much easier for people to buy and sell, and much more cost effective also. There are 3 more ETFs in the pipeline, so we see those hopefully coming out before the end of the year. In fact, one might come as early as next month.
नादिर साहब, मैं चाहूँगा कि आप SME board पे भी comment करें. Where do we stand on that? Because what we see in regional markets or basically global markets is the SME board being very active. यहाँ पे पाकिस्तान में with the startup culture growing, where does the SME board stand, और उसके लिए entrepreneurs के लिए और SMEs के लिए क्या opportunities हैं कि वो इस board पे आके list करें?
Imran Sahab, again, I'll repeat what they call the easy phrase कि जी इस पे भी काम जारी है. लेकिन practically मैं आपको बताता हूँ क्या हो रहा है. There are 5 or 6 companies that are very serious. In fact, 2 or 3 of them have already appointed stock brokers to take them to the board. इसमें थोड़ा सा underlying में 1-2 चीजें confusion उनको है. A lot of people don't like to disclose. I think there are several cultural factors why people don't list on the exchange in addition to any other reason. One, people don't like to disclose the size of their business. They don't like to disclose the size of their wealth. तो लोग shy away करते हैं. There's an expansion going on. I mean, I think I know more than 10 companies in Karachi alone, forget the rest of the country, where turnover is more than 5 billion rupees, yet they don't want to come on the exchange. They say, yaar, kyun hai? We make profit. If we want to expand and buy new machines, we just use retained profits. Why do we want third-party money and third-party scrutiny? And so उनके साथ यही argument होती है कि यार, you're thinking short term. You believe कि अच्छा मेरे वालिद साहब ने लगाई फैक्ट्री तो पर मैंने बढ़ा दी. अब मेरे बच्चे अमेरिका से पढ़ के आ गए हैं, वो नई मैनेजमेंट प्रैक्टिसेस लाएंगे. But when does the family run out? At some point, your family will also say, "यार, I am now the son of a rich man. Why do I need to sit and work in this factory? मैं तो जाके न्यूयॉर्क में रहना चाहता हूँ सारी जिंदगी." तो ये चीजें समझाना लोगों को and to guide them on this path कि यार at some point if you want the business to continue, you have to have professionals in there and you have to it's not necessarily that you have to list, but you have to have professionals in there who will take it forward. It cannot be a family member controlling everything. तो ये डिस्कशन जारी है और उनको समझ भी बहुत सारों को आती है, बट यू सी इट इज आल्सो मैटर ऑफ एम्बिशन. हमारा नेबरिंग मुल्क है, उसके एंटरप्रेन्योर्स वर लॉट मोर एम्बिशियस देन पाकिस्तानीज. उन्होंने जाके रेंज रोवर खरीद लिया इंग्लैंड में, लार्जेस्ट स्टील मेकर इन द वर्ल्ड बन गए. हमारे यहाँ वो एम्बिशन या तो पैदा नहीं हुआ या अगर हुआ वो डिफरेंट डायरेक्शंस में बिजनेस चला गया. So while I may have become, I meaning an entrepreneur, a very rich man setting up a business and establishing it, I'm no longer interested in growing that business and going global. I'd rather do something else. So you have more diversified thought processes than here. I'm going to be the largest, I don't know, textile exporter in the world. हमारे यहाँ तो उसमें और भी चीजें प्रॉब्लम होंगी, बट तो थॉट प्रोसेस की बात है और एम्बिशन की भी बात है. A lot of people are happy. Here I make 100 million rupees profit in a year. What do I need to do more? Why do I need to do more? Why do I want the added stress of making more money and growing? I don't want it. ऐसे भी बहुत लोग हैं. तो इधर ऐसा नहीं है कि इधर आप अगर सारों का थॉट प्रोसेस एक होता, मेरे ख्याल में आपकी 5000 लिस्टेड कंपनीज होती और पता नहीं कोई 10 मिलियन इन्वेस्टर होते स्टॉक मार्केट में. बट इट्स अ मैटर ऑफ योर ओन थॉट प्रोसेस and some of it is a matter of education. So our investor base, I mean, and education, you draw back to all the way to the education level in the country. तो अगर आप अपना नाम नहीं लिख सकते तो आप स्टॉक मार्केट में क्या इन्वेस्ट करेंगे? तो इन्वेस्टर बेस के वो भी चैलेंजेस हैं. तो आप वो एजुकेटेड बेस को तो कैप्चर कर सकते हैं to some extent, and some may have a preference to come, some may not. But your base is not that large. I mean, you can say 220 million people, but उसमें से 100 million probably can't write their name. So आपके इधर उधर तो आपको वो यूनिवर्स भी अपनी देखनी है कि what is the relevant universe here. I think you will see more listings वैसे. I think people are now realizing कि यार मैं 100 million का profit करता था. If I list on the stock exchange at I don't know 10 rupees a share or 20 rupees a share or whatever, and I do well, my stock price will go to 50 rupees. So my value of 500 million will suddenly be worth 5 billion. I will be much richer than I was. So that thought process is also coming in. Some people want growth capital. I mean, last 2-3 weeks ago, a meat company listed, and they want to they expanded. They want to expand and grow the exports. So there are preferences पे चलते हैं, and your access to capital and what your own vision is as the entrepreneur.
Dr. Fakhra, I also want your comments on investor protection. ये एक बड़ा टॉपिक रहा है. कमेंट्स इन्वेस्टर्स के ये आते हैं कि शायद वो अपना पैसा कैपिटल मार्केट्स में लगाएं तो वो उसके लिए adequate measures ना हो. So what are your comments on that?
Pakistan Stock Exchange is primarily, especially if we look into the regulatory reforms introduced by PSX and SSCP recently, and are focused on the investor protections, because obviously unless you ensure your investor that this is a fair and transparent market, the investors would not invest their money. So various reforms are introduced primarily to enhance the transparency, disclosure at the part of the companies as well, and this is primarily to protect the investors for their investment in PSX in different companies in market. One of the regulatory reforms in this regard is the reintroduction of the rule book under the Securities Act 2015 and the Future Market Act 2016, and that is also introduced to align the PSX regulations with the Companies Act as well.
I would also like your comment on the Chinese collaboration, Nader Saab. We expected कि Chinese exchanges के साथ हमारा connection हो रहा है, so there would be capital flow from China into PSX. Where do we stand on that, and are there any developments anticipated on that front?
We are relying a little bit on their expertise. Not a whole lot at this point. Then both countries have restricted capital outflow. So when you say Chinese money flow in, वो हो नहीं सकता because Chinese are prohibited from investing abroad like Pakistanis are. तो वो flow तो अभी नहीं होएगा till either of the countries change their rules or their foreign exchange regulations. What is being talked about, but again, its practicality remains a question mark, is cross listings. So if you have better valuations in China, like the price earnings ratio is 25 on the average there, हमारे यहाँ 10 है या 9 है, तो आप अपनी कंपनी चाइना में लिस्ट करते हैं, उसमें और challenges आते हैं. एक तो challenge है कि why will a Chinese investor buy a company which is doing business in Pakistan? A normal retail investor की बात कर रहा हूँ, not sophisticated or funds and so on and so forth. तो इसमें challenges अभी हैं. इसमें I think it will take some years for all this to materialize when you actually see things like this happening. Now there are Sri Lankan companies that look at Pakistan and say that Pakistan में value बेहतर है, हम इधर list करते हैं, लेकिन वो practically अभी हो नहीं सकता. So the same way, you know, so China's proxy is Hong Kong. I mean, a lot of the funds that buy into Pakistan are domiciled in Hong Kong, और वहाँ से काम करते हैं. But China mainland itself, for the average, just like the average Pakistani cannot suddenly say, I've got some money, I want to buy a house in New York or London or wherever. So neither can the average Chinese. तो इसीलिए वो flows अभी आपको नजर नहीं आएंगे, लेकिन इस पे काम करना जरूरी है because the size of that market is massive, the Chinese market compared to ours. So their small stockbrokers are worth $1 billion, whereas our large ones are worth $10 million. So it's a game of 100 times का scale है of just their intermediaries. तो उनके साथ और engage होंगे. I think आगे बढ़ेगी ये बात.
नादिर, हमें एक क्वेश्चन चैट उस पे भी आया है कि फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स आर कमिंग इन थ्रू ब्रांच सेटअप्स. अमेज़न की एग्जांपल दी है इसमें उमर ने कि that is the way foreign investors are coming in. So how does PSX intends to capture those type of investments, और उस पे आपकी क्या राय है?
तो मैं नहीं समझा. नहीं, देखिए दो किस्म की इन्वेस्टमेंट कर सकता है ना फॉरेनर पाकिस्तान में. एक तो आपकी सेकेंडरी मार्केट इन्वेस्टमेंट है which is purely financial. Now if Amazon is coming as establishing a business here, वो तो उसका PSX से as such कोई ताल्लुक नहीं होएगा. What would we do there if somebody is coming in as a branch, any multinational opening up in Pakistan? उसका यही है कि if the branch grows large enough, maybe they incorporate locally and list on the local stock exchange, like several of the pharmaceuticals and other, majority-owned foreign companies do.
अभी रिसेंटली स्टेट बैंक ने एक प्रोडक्ट निकाली है ओवरसीज पाकिस्तानीज के लिए, जिसमें वो ओवरसीज पाकिस्तानीज ऑनलाइन पोर्टल से जाके किसी भी बैंक के थ्रू या डेजिग्नेटेड बैंक्स के थ्रू कैपिटल मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट कर सकेंगे. मैं चाहूँगा कि अगर उस पर थोड़ी सी आप लाइट शेयर कर सकें, सो दैट फॉर आवर ऑडियंस दे अंडरस्टैंड कि दैट वुड बी आल्सो एन अपॉर्चुनिटी, और वो प्रोडक्ट है क्या?
I think the State Bank has allowed online account opening for overseas Pakistanis. It has also encouraged banks to give the overseas Pakistani wide variety of choices of what he can do. So ये नहीं कि आपने account खोल दिया बैंक का और छोड़ दिया. So several bank portals will be linked to the CDC. So if I am sitting in Saudi Arabia or in Canada or wherever, and I want to open a bank account, and I say I'd like to buy shares as well, so I can do it all online. So हमारी regulations भी इसको cater करती हैं. अभी State Bank ने तो निकाल दी है with the amendments in the foreign exchange manual as well. National Clearing, CDC and PSX regulations are also now aligned with what the State Bank has proposed. So an overseas investor, I mean, it's a process. अभी पहला test case आएगा तो देखेंगे what went wrong or what didn't go wrong. Maybe it is very smooth. On paper, it all looks very smooth that this will happen. The investor will have a choice. List of stockbrokers होगी, वो contact करेगा. The stockbroker will go through his process and open his account online, and money will flow through the bank and shares will be kept in CDC for those who want to do it. So on paper, the flow is working. Let's see what happens when the first practical example actually comes up.
Dr. Fakhra, you mentioned about the new broker regime. उसका investors पे और public at large पे आप क्या impact देखते हैं in terms of regulatory reforms? Do we see more brokerage houses being introduced? Yeah, do we see more streamlining of the brokerage houses? What are your thoughts on that?
I see more streamlining of the brokerage houses. It would not, like, this business would be now more regularized, and now it might not be very convenient for small brokerage houses to independently maintain their identity, and they might prefer to merge with bigger brokerage houses, and this business would be more regularized now.
Also, one of the questions on the chat is security instruments के बारे में आपकी क्या राय है, and also what are PSX's plans for modernization?
Alisab, if you can answer, please.
I think in terms of modernization, we have PSX last year signed a contract with the Shenzhen Stock Exchange to install their trading system in replacement of the trading engine which exists today, which is now nearly 20 years old and has grown through patchwork. So, you know, कोई नई चीज आई आपने उसके ऊपर बैंडेज लगा दिया कि चलाओ इसको इस तरह से. So now all these bandages will disappear next year, and we will have a new trading engine which will be much faster, which will have multi-product capability, including options which PSX has been trying to develop, but अभी तक हुआ नहीं है. तो इसमें आपके पास एक off-the-shelf functionality आ गई. So now it is a matter of regulation and putting in, you know, how do you value these type of instruments and just introducing them once that system is on. So इस पे काम already हो रहा है. We have a product management department which is 8 or 10 people and research. So they keep bringing in new things. Some of them are off the wall, लोग कभी होंगे नहीं, and some are, you know, things that we hope to introduce during 2021.
One more
Sorry,
question
man.
we've received. Ji, Aneeb, go
I
on.
just want to ask something quickly. Nasab, there are multiple questions in the chat window pertaining the investors' protection. Primarily, when a company is delisted completely, or if the trading is halted, are there any provisions for investors for those companies which are being delisted? Are they given any advance notices, etc.? उसको किस तरह से manage किया जाता है? मतलब, if I've invested in a company and all of a sudden it's delisted from the exchange, so my money just, you know, wipes off, or is there any protection?
Yes, isme I don't know the exact regulation. Maybe Dr. Fakhra can help, but I think now there is a 14-day period. So if a company is not in compliance with rules and regulations, the company will be given a notice here, you need to comply with this. वो नहीं करेंगे तो मेरे ख्याल में उनको जो आप दो चीजें होती हैं, there is a defaulter counter and there is a suspended. Trading is suspended and trading is defaulter counter companies are those which have not complied with some regulation or the other. तो उनको वहाँ shift किया जाता है till they cure the default and then they are moved back to the normal counter. तो वो trade करती हैं, वो उसमें आपके पैसे फंस नहीं सकते. जो suspended for trading होती हैं उसमें आपके पैसे फंस सकते हैं if you are a shareholder in that company. So I think there is a, and I don't know if my answer is correct or not, but I believe there is a 14-day period between the time a company is suspended and the stock exchange takes out a notice. So if you're an investor, you sell, and that's it. You exit through the market at whatever the price you get before the company actually gets suspended.
Nadir Saab, एक question हमें आया है कि what is the biggest barrier in capital formation and what is PSX doing to remove that barrier?
Sorry, जितने पूछे उससे क्या कहते हैं, बोले ना PSX global hunger के लिए क्या कर रहा है वो. There are many factors here. The biggest in capital formation is, देखिए एक concept है called rent seeking. Now, what is rent seeking? I have made enough money, let's say, I meaning I is a hypothetical, not me personally, but I have made enough money that I bought the next apartment to me and I bought the one after that, and I say, यार इनसे मेरा किराया आ रहा है, मैं खुश हूँ, मैंने और कुछ करना ही नहीं है. तो this mindset is very prevalent in Pakistan, and there is nothing wrong with this mindset. It's a matter of personal choice. So जो अब capital formation ये बात होती है, a lot of things like this. This is one aspect. The second aspect is when you talk about the undocumented economy. So there is an entire second economy working in Pakistan, which none of us see. That is supposed to be as large or close to as big as the official GDP of the country. तो एक parallel चल रही है. People have their own mechanisms of saving, their own mechanisms of this thing. जो आहिस्ते आहिस्ते as you document more and more will become part of the formal economy. तो capital formation की जहाँ तक बात है, I think capital form हो रहा है, लेकिन हम सारा capture नहीं कर पाते. आप अगर बैंक्स की बैलेंस शीट देखें year on year, हर साल उनका डिपॉजिट बेस 8 से 10% से बढ़ता है. ये कहीं से तो आ रहा है पैसा, कहीं तो लोग बना रहे हैं पैसा. तो कैपिटल फॉर्म हो रहा है. Where it is being deployed, about half is being captured and half is not, maybe.
Aneeb, any other questions that you would like to summarize from the chat?
I guess in the spirit of time, we'll have to bring a closure to our session over here by thanking our panelists. There are quite a few questions over here. We can perhaps take them and maybe share with them over email, and should our panelists have time, they can choose to answer them or not. I thank you so much, Dr. Fakhra and Mr. Nadir and Imran for doing this for SEMA Pakistan. Indeed, it was a very useful session, and I can see from the chat window that a lot of interest is triggering in our audience now. One question, it kind of invokes your thought process, and then you suddenly start coming up with more and more. So, but in spirit of time, we have to conclude our session over here. Thank you very much, Dr. Nadir and Dr. Fakhra. I think your part on the regulation bit, you said that it would be dry, but I think it kind of gives you a basis to form good questions. So that's equally important. Thanks for that as well. And with that, we'll just conclude this, and we'll try to get in touch with you in future as well. I hope that this small presentation and question answer session was useful. What we want to take away from it is that there is a great potential for those of you who are working as CFOs or financial managers in the company to list your companies on the Pakistan Stock Exchange. Not only that, it gives a positive indicators to our economy in the country as well, but it also opens up the opportunities to kind of increase the wealth of the investors and the initial company owners themselves. So I think with that, if there's any final message, Imran, that you want to give to the audience, you may share, and then we'll just close the session.
I think there are lots of developments going on in PSX, and I think in terms of regulatory reforms, we've come a long way. I know for sure in terms of valuations, we are quite attractive compared to other regional markets. So I think those are things that we just need to capitalize on and connect with the audience and the public at large so that they can feel comfortable investing in Pakistani capital markets. With the products that State Bank has introduced, I think it's a wonderful product. उसकी हमें थोड़ी सी local working देखने की ज़रूरत है, but if we can fine tune that, so that could be a game changer for us, where overseas Pakistanis can open up those accounts sitting from their desk, perhaps opening up with 14 clicks, their account would be opened up with the bank along, और उसके साथ साथ उनका brokerage account भी खुल जाएगा. So I think there are lots of good things that are happening, but we all need to play our role. I would just thank the panelists for their time, and I would also request the hosts to circulate the presentation. जिसको चाहिए वो please Sumaira से contact कर ले, so that we can circulate the presentation also. Once again, thank you, and thank you to SEMA Pakistan for organizing this.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Nadir. Thank you, Dr. Fakhra.